All right, gentlemen. So, welcome. There's a surprise for me too now. The CG has changed again, so I'm gonna have to fix my views. All right, so I've typed a few answers there. Let me quickly put you guys into the picture. All right. We've been having a discussion on the forum, and it has been noted by FlyDectism and a few other pilots that under certain conditions, the Zibo floats during a landing. All right, so Zibo slash Twkster, I think it's Twkster because he's the flight model guy, um, and Zibo, however it works together, the guys tweaked the landing phase as well as the flight phase a little bit, and this will be flight test number 1, so we're going to see how it handles itself. All right, but before I can do that, you guys are now unfortunately going to have to sit through a very boring phase where I fix my views, because every time I change a view now, it's going to be not where I am used to having it, so just bear with me. In the interim, all right, let me also clear up something that Bjorn said there. Please take note, Twkster is responsible for the flight model in the Zibo. The level up flight model is from a different supplier. Twkster is not involved there currently, and it is not the same. There's going to be certain differences. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to tell you that, so I'm not going to tell you that in case I get in trouble. But it's not the same flight model at all. There's no plan on merging the flight models that I'm aware of, and so just bear in mind it's two different aircraft, two different flight models from two different suppliers. All right, then, Bjorn, you are correct. Flight models, you can't just change on the fly. It's always better once you've made a change between your experimental or non-experimental, it's better to restart. We tested it with level up and we saw our backsides while trying it on the fly. It doesn't work. In Explain 1150, there is a new feature where you can actually force the flight model independently of the Explain setting. So you put the setting in the aircraft file, but the moment you click on the toggle box in the explain settings, you cancel that out, it seems. So there's a couple of issues that will be addressed before it gets released to you guys, because we don't want people misunderstanding how to use it and work with it. In terms of the experimental flight model, it will have to be on in the level up, and it will still have to be off in the Zibo. So you guys are going to have to keep your wits about you and not fiddle with that setting. Just keep it off. The level up will force it on, and it will go away afterwards when you close the aircraft down. All right, so sorry about this now, guys, but without my views, I'm kind of stuck.
Hello, Nico.
Hello, Captain Arkan.
How are you today?
I had a good day, thank you very much. And how was your day?
I'm fine. I rest. I will have a couple of questions. I would like to join your flight right now. First question is, which gate are you in? Is this a highway flight? Is second
No,
question.
no, it's a test flight with Zibo watching, and I'm not going to fly online. You're welcome to fly San Diego to Las Vegas with me, but you're not going to see me. All right, because I need to do the tests, and I can't have ATC interfere with my tests. You understand?
I understand. What is the gate number, sir?
I'm on gate number 4.
Thank you very much.
Right, guys, there are some really exciting things coming. Don't know if you can spot some already. Mac, check that pedestal.
Uh, I will when I can see it. Oh, weather one? No?
No, no, this is that radio, the
Ah,
new
yeah,
radio.
the radio at the
Yeah,
bottom. Yeah,
HF3
okay.
one. All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't think it's functional yet. We'll have a look now. But I see Ziba's actually included it already. That's a
Yeah,
surprise to me. I saw the development photos, but nice to see it.
yeah. That's well, you said to me. I wasn't likely to see that today, so I
Exactly.
was, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
It's object there. It's not. It
We'll
doesn't look
see.
like it's switching on.
We'll see. I don't have any um,
Power on
power.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just do this developer reload quickly to get rid of that nav thing.
Sorry, Nico, what are you streaming on?
YouTube.
Nice going, thank you.
You're
This
welcome.
is not level up, isn't it?
No, this is the Zibo.
Zibo. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. If everything goes well, I will be able to start streaming towards the end of this coming week. Then I can start showing you the level up stuff. Until then, unfortunately, I still can't. Okay, so Zibo doesn't want me to do the landing weight change that I usually do. We're going to keep it all just default, so we can do the test, regularly and properly. Just want to get you guys on Discord here, back on my stream, and then I just want to quickly look at this. Where
So
is?
you're using his default passenger weights and everything, and
I'm sure I can change the passenger weights to suit some brief at least.
just ask him which way he wants you to go.
I didn't specify anything like that. This is the normal sim brief configuration, so let's keep it at that. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Zibo is obviously watching. I'm not. He's gonna. There we go.
Have you got? You may have to set your. If this is a new download, does it need to set your aircraft?
I'm gonna set up the aircraft, everything. I'm not gonna make any sudden movements
I was
without knowing it's
thinking
all.
page 4, Nico, the passengers numbers.
Oh no, that I've done.
Okay, fine.
No, that I've done. 189, 79 per passenger. I've dropped the rear galley to 440, which is the initial value. Depending on the rounding that Simbrief does, we'll lift that to 5, with 10 kilograms to 450. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll remember all of those things. Christa, I don't have the FO loaded. This is my specific beta test model, so Linda is not in here at all. Let's quickly just run through this. Jocks, not jocks. That is set, but I wanted the ground power. Okay, Zibo says he's on his way. I thought he was watching already, but he says he's going to watch now. Alright. Before we do that, let's go set up everything. I just want to see where we're at. Hello, Andre. Let's go for a yes for now. Why not? Callouts we want on because Linda is not here with us. That's all fine. Engage lock throttle, yes. Or that's right. Oh, by the way, need to make sure this is 4A. Yes, it is. Seatbelt. That's what type plan. Visual effects. Good fiction. Echo Mike November, we have discussed it and we couldn't find any need for it, so I don't think there will be one. Also, because the Zibo mod is made according to the real versions, the current contributing pilots, we've got 10 guys, 10 real world pilots contributing that I know of. They have not indicated that any one of the aircraft they fly in real world is fitted with such a camera, so I don't think it's going to be part of it. Because it's not within the scope of this development unless Zibo decides otherwise. He is watching, so if he sees anything, he'll probably respond, to the questions as well. Yeah, you can do that in X camera, Brad, 100%. I just wing it. Gotta use my gut feel, and I just pull in and hope it's right. Okay, these settings are okay, Uncle John, just for your information. All right, that's all done, so we can save them. Make sure they saved. Right, wonderful. So, Zibo, I'm going to use, I've mentioned it before, but seeing as you've joined us just now, I'm going to use the default weights and stuff from SimBrief so that I can do my planning as usual. And if there's anything you do not like or would like me to change, just drop me a line. Let's start at the basics. Right, so I suppose T6 right should be fine. And then 27 should be fine. Guys, I get my flight route from, what do they call it, FLyTampa. If you guys are interested in the routes, these are the real world routes. There is an aircraft from Southwest flying it actually as we speak. This is their route, and you can watch him live as well. Christer, no, I'm not going to mess with it. This is active sky weather. I'm just going to keep it to real weather. Left for that one then. Okay. Well, if that's good enough for Southwest, it's good enough for me. No, I'm not going to bother with that. Not necessary. 6 left. Come on, man. To 90. They were all flying to 90, so let's stick to that. How many passengers you want me on your Mac? 150. Let's ask
120,
Zibo.
120?
Okay, let's ask Zibo. Pax number. How many passengers do you want on there? Christer says 149. I had 150. You said 125. Let's see if he's got any requirement, because I know there's a difference between a full load and a little load as well. So,
Well, there shouldn't be because the whole idea is you even the passengers out.
oh, that is the theory, yes. But let's see what he says. If he doesn't respond immediately, he's probably going to make coffee, and then I'm just going to go for 150. I'm just going to go somewhere there. Let's go for 150.
What is likely to make a difference, Nico, is your alternate fuel.
Yeah, I haven't specified an alternate. Is there any specific alternate you want me to use?
No, I was just thinking if you've got a lot more fuel when you land,
Mm.
the CFG is different compared with light fuel when you land.
Okay, well, let's use.
That's the only thing I can see that would
Uh,
make a difference given what Zibo's requested.
right, I'm going to use Ontario. Let's just use Ontario and get it over with. Just need to log into SimBrief again. I had to update my error
The
earlier.
real aircraft, if you were flying it, you see, would be carrying an alternate airfield fuel on tops.
Hello, Bruno. Good afternoon. Alden, that is the new add-on that Yeri is busy also making for the Zibo mod. So he's added that little van with that those two gentlemen over there. That's the line maintenance that we're talking about, that you saw over there. He's added the steps at the back and the steps in the front. All right, so I just manipulated the front steps because we've got a jetway, so I actually took them away so it doesn't look funny that it overlaps there. But this is what Yuri's also busy playing with. So obviously, I mean, okay, the fuel truck is gone now. That is also one of the things Yuri made for us. And then in the new model, Yuri is busy with this new extra radio as well. You know, so it's all getting implemented now. All right, I'm not going to talk about that now. That's not why we are here. He's still busy with some other stuff as well. Don't want to say too much about that, but yeah, all coming in due time. This is my beta test model, so it obviously contains a few things beta-wise that you guys haven't seen or heard of before. Right, we've done all that. Better pushback was the next thing I was wondering about myself. I have no idea how to do this pushback. I'm just gonna wing it. I'm in fact going to just do it this way, so I just taxi out straight instead of doing fancy turns. The real world guys will have to school me on how to do it in that regard if it's differently, but anyway. Good, so we are finished with that. Our loading is done, so I'm going to start our IRSs quickly, 3 minutes. Right. What I did it? Lights. Okay. Okay, sorry guys, when I get quiet like that, I'm either speaking to Yuri or Zibo, because we are still discussing this whole story. So just bear with me.
You have a question, Nico.
I know, I see it. Okay. Yeri has just said to me that it's still a work in progress, and so I can't really show you that it's actually working. But basically, if data is not active, you will not be able to get the A cars. Okay, so coming back to it, there it says data is active, and that means the A cars will then work. But it's all a work in progress, guys. I mean, you're seeing things here for the first time tonight that literally is in early beta. Well, in early alpha, I suppose, if this is the beta test. So all right, let's see next one. 60.7, that is fine.
Jordan, sorry to hear that, sir.
Hey Yeri, welcome to the stream. Guys, there's Yeri, the man himself. So, okay, I've put it to data to standby, and if I go to the FMC, it won't give me ACARS. Is that what is the ACARS function on the FMC? Yeah, thought so. Hold on. I thought that's what it means. So, ACARS voice. Okay. That says ACARS voice. So, let's go. ATIS, request ATIS, airport. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is part of it. I'm just winging it now. Send. So obviously it said ACARS voice here. What's the next step? Talk to me. ACARS voice is a message. I can't hear it. Is that one of the things you haven't implemented yet? Because I could not hear that. It's obviously then not related to this. I apologize. So let's go back. Ah, that's the next step. Not implemented yet. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Well, thank you, Yeri. This is exciting. This is really exciting. We're getting somewhere now.
Nothing like keeping us in suspense, Yuri.
Mhm. Yeah.
You're just a big tease, Yuri.
Yeah, he has to keep us on our toes. Well, there's a very good reason for you, Mac.
I fully understand that. I'm just trying to add a bit of humour to it. That was all.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that was a long enough stand. To be stationary on that guy over there. Let's go and move on. 5. I'm guessing right there. 149. I just stood a bit still there on the FMC, so the screenshots can be taken, etc. Yeri, no, I'm fully aware, and I think the viewers are also fully aware that Zibo does the coding. You're the modeler, I'm one of the testers in this regard, and Zibo is the magician in the background. I think that's well established already. Okay, so I did not move the landing CG at all for the record. It's all stock standard as per the normal code, as most people would fly the aircraft. And we're going to see. Going to quickly do the overhead.
I'm in the air, by the way.
Excellent, Archon.
Captain Hatch on the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Well said, Christian.
Yeah, absolutely. 2,200 on the landing.
19 right.
Now you've got your route and everything, Nico. Could you nip back to the EFB so we could see what the CFG's proposed
Yeah.
are now?
Right, your CG will be as follows. There we go, 18.9%.
What about landing?
Takeoff is 20.2 and landing is 18.9. So it's going to move slightly nose
Interesting.
forward. Yeah. Hello, Steel. Okay, so that is a good thing that you asked for it. Let's just get all the other things on the record as well. So anybody watching later can see all the numbers. Alright, let's get the pushback requested.
Flight attendants prepare for departure. Cross check and all call. Thank you.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Echo Mike November, yes, it's
Well
halfway
connected and
done.
flight path been
Zibo has
reported.
said that
Release
he
parking
just
brake.
he does not have the time to finish it yet. He will get to it. I spoke to him 3, 4 days ago about that specifically. He's really been busy with level up and real work, obviously. So once he's got more time, he will finish. Um, yeah, he'll finish that for us.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines. Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by. Tow is disconnected and bypass bin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Right, guys, that means we are on our way. Flaps 5 is okay. Starting my timer from here. Let's go. Hello, Steve and Aviation Master. Good day. Yes, we are. We're departing from San Diego. We're going to Las Vegas as the test flight for the new flight model. You are correct. This is a new beta model that is not publicly available yet. So this is the first test flight with the new model that we are showing you guys. So we're going to try land beautifully in Las Vegas. We're going to have a look at the flight model in the flight phase as well as the landing phase. And Zibo will obviously make the call if it's good enough or not. And then, you know, we might get a 44B, C, D, E until he's happy. Yeri, one of the modelers, has also contributed more modeling work to this model. So quite a few things I've shown the guys already. You'll have to rewind a little bit later on to have a look at the new radio on the stack and things like that. Andre, I did.
You'll be doing a number of saves as well, Nico.
Uncle John, I'm so glad you reminded me. I didn't think of that. Thank you so much.
That's why I'm here, buddy.
Right, so I'm just going to park here and do our before takeoff
approaching
procedure.
27.
And before I do that, I keep on forgetting. I just want to go to ground handling. No, it's not that. It's better pushback. Better pushback. Preferences. Auto disconnect when done. That's the one I want. Okay, so auto disconnect will take away those little bubbles that appear at the top of the screen. And this is a new install, new explain. So just want to quickly set that. No, it doesn't bomb now.
Will you require any reminders en route?
Yes, sir.
Any particular stages?
Yeah, I think we'll do one now. Let's do a save now as the first one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Click it again, make sure it's there. Then I think what we'll do is before top off descent, we'll do another one, and then on approach somewhere we'll do another one.
Okay, noted.
Right, so
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
let's go.
On runway 27.
There we go.
1,000.
Sorry guys, I haven't fixed the camera views in the wing views there, the cabin lookout views. Obviously the CG has shifted, the whole position of the cameras has shifted, so please bear that in mind when you get this model. And unless it is changed back to the previous model, or a what's the right English word now? A compromise has been made, you are going to have to reset your views to the new positions again. So guys, let's just quickly think of Twkster and Zibo and Yuri, the two guys who gave us the magic. I'm merely showing you the magic tonight. If you guys can spare a thought for these guys, they work really hard for us and to make everything happen. Please remember, without them we can't do anything. Even I can do not much without their work. So I just want to remind you guys to think of them and thank them at some point in time. It is.
Sign will be switched off shortly. However, for your own safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case of any unexpected turn. The team on board today, we are all happy to offer you any assistance you may require throughout the flight. Our in-flight entertainment has begun.
I'm glad you like it, Echo Mike November. That's all audio birds work still that. Right, so when this model is available and if these presets are usable, I'll put them in my OneDrive for you guys as well, and you can just copy it from there. Saves you from redoing everything yourself. Just make a backup copy of your one if you need to revert back, and there you go.
Nico,
Yeah.
28 knots gusting in destination.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Nico.
Hello, good evening. Hello, Sergeant.
Bean, you're in the bee nest as well?
Sorry, I missed that.
Are you in that bee nest as well?
No, sir. I'm doing a test flight with Zibo and Yeri and all the gang. I'm flying in America right now.
Good idea. Better than to be around Dublin.
Yeah, I saw. I had my eye on the eye. It's a
Yeah,
mess.
not normal. What are you testing, Nico?
The new flight model in the new Zibo that's coming out soon.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
First save on lineup, Nico.
Yeah, I'll do. I did the first save on lineup. I'm going to do the next save just before top of descent.
Okay.
Ayabanda Digital Broadcast. Greetings from Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. Well, greetings from Johannesburg, South Africa. Nice of you to join me here with Zibo and Yuri and the gang. So welcome. Hope you enjoy it with us. Yeah, me and Zibo work very well together. I like him very much. He's a genuine guy. We trust each other implicitly. We've got a good working relationship. Same with Yuri, same with Twkster, and all the test pilots. I have a really good working relationship with the whole Zibo team, all the guys. Somebody's got to like the potatoes.
Hopefully, without mayonnaise.
Yeah, I don't like the mayonnaise, but I've got other stuff I put in there. Just a quick update. I see Yeri did publish another screenshot, so I'm going to quickly show you this. This is the new radio that is put in. Now, right there, what I don't have yet, which he has already put into play, is the cell call panel. So I'm just going to quickly show you this. This is a screenshot, and there you can see the cell call panel that is coming in the next installment as well sometime. So that's the new radio cell call over there. Thank you, Yeri. Thank you so much for modeling that for us.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question then,
Go.
Yuri. If we're going to be able to set different cell calls, is it possible that we could have it so that we can, the code on the front panel can be changed?
What do you mean dynamically?
If you look down just below your ND and FD, you've got the cell code because it's set per aircraft, isn't it?
It is set, yes, per aircraft.
So if we wanted to set up different liveries with different cell code codes, is it possible to do that so that we don't all have the same cell code in our aircraft?
I don't know. Look, I don't know if he's still watching, but I'll ask him. Mac, I think that might be an unnecessary bit of code. You know, I get it that we can change certain things in other aircraft, and it's obviously possible we can do it here, but I don't know, we'll have to ask him, you know, but
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm just asking, because now
yeah,
we're putting a Selco code, and the Selco code is coded for each aircraft, isn't it?
yeah,
But
but
if it
now,
becomes part of a network thing,
yeah,
then we won't want to have more than one aircraft with the same Selco code.
that is true, but also remember the cell call thing is not operative, it's in op. Okay, so
Yeah,
it's a
that's,
cosmetic
I
thing.
appreciate that's why I'm not expecting it
Yeah,
anytime soon. At the
yeah,
moment, it's not a working thing, so
yeah,
I'm not expecting that to be
yeah, currently
implemented
it's just,
quickly.
yeah, it's just for the show. At some point in time in the future, if all the networks and all the virtual airlines and everybody can get together and find some common ground, maybe then, you know. But I hear what you're saying. It's a nice to have, you know. Who knows? If it's not going to take too much time to implement, they can do it. I mean, if you look at the way the other aircraft that we are aware of changes their registration numbers and things on the fly, this should be a very small thing to do, really. But the question will be, is it going to be worth anything, you know, to spend
I
the effort?
appreciate that. Yeah, I just wonder whether it could be implemented by like choosing something in the EFB, because when you want the aircraft number, we change that by doing different liveries,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the panel we can't play with.
yeah. Sergeant, the radar panel is in op. You cannot do anything with that. The only thing you can do is you can switch the weather on and off, and for any reflection to happen, you need a serious amount of water. If you don't have a good amount of water, it's not gonna light up at all, because it's just how X-Plane works. Okay, it's not a Zibo thing; it's an X-Plane thing. So, in op on the panel there. That one works just by pressing the button. Connor, sorry, I didn't ignore you. I was just getting around to you. Connor, no, I don't think that's in the pipeline for now. Again, maybe in the future, but definitely not now. I'm glad you're liking that smart co-pilot, Sergeant. Due to our internet and location and things, it's not really viable for me to play with it, so I keep well away from it. I've got my license and all, but just one of those things. Sergeant, our pings from South Africa to the US, depending on what your ISP is, who they are, and what route they take, our pings are way too high for any significant multiplayer game. Never mind flying an aircraft together where you need to make split-second decisions. We cope, but it's not fun. This thing is rock solid. I don't suppose we've got a lot of wind. Yeah, not much. It's very stable, no turbulence. I mean, Zibo, if this is the flight phase, then Looks cool to me. Yeah, it's really pumping, Sergeant.
I was going to say, if we're at cruise, can
Can we what, Mac? You disappeared.
you haven't got the AOAs showing?
No, I've got the radial altimeter radio with the radial thing.
And the other one was, can we have a look at the trim wheel just to see where the trim wheel is currently?
Just about 5.
Okay.
Neutral.
Yeah. That was like two things the change of CFG might have affected in level flight, that was all.
Well, there's Catalina, there's Long Beach. Andre, the difference is that the aircraft should not float. So, or at least not float as much as before. Now, I've had a chat with Zibo and I've given my comments on the forum as to what I thought the problem was. Zibo never came back to me about my actual thoughts, but I don't really get floaters. I mean, every now and then I would say, oh, it happened, and I would write it off to either weather or just me not, landing and flaring properly. But it hardly ever happens. I've spoken to two of the contributors who are real world pilots flying this aircraft every day of their lives. They said to me also, they've noticed floating every now and then, but it's not that it's a big problem. But it is noticeable to the guys who know what to look for and things like that. And because Zibo wants the aircraft to be as real as possible, he obviously, between him and Twkster, implemented this new fix that I'm testing with the idea that it would then limit the floating. One of the things that I have in the back of my mind, and if you watch all my streams, you can go back far back, you can see that I always change my landing CG. I always try and get as close to possible as 21.5. Most simmers or people that are not familiar with that procedure will obviously not do that. They'll just load the Zibo via the tablet and they go. So what happens is there's a different CG. The CG sits in a different place during landing, and that could contribute to a float. It could also be your sensitivities and your controllers and the sensitivities of the controllers. It could be weather related, it could be concentration related. There's a whole bunch of things. So I'm just going to land as always, and then I've got my eye here on the chat that I'm having with Zibo. So if he sees anything, he'll obviously tell me, and then we go fly and flown circuits and do a couple more landings. I don't know what the plan is yet. If he's not happy, we'll find out soon enough. So the idea of what we are expecting is as simple as that. It shouldn't float as much, or it shouldn't float at all during landing, while using the original CG. Sorry, Hakan?
Don't forget that casting it will be challenging for trial season.
Okay.
So.
Thank you, Hakan. Yeah, that is true. Right, Uncle John, I'm going to save the next one.
Okay, there's another point I want to add to what you just said.
Yeah.
Not only because if your CG is wrong, can you float, you can also have a hard landing if it's the opposite way.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of things that can go wrong. So, Zibo ever being the perfectionist and me supporting him in doing that and being that, we obviously want to get it as good as possible.
But Nico, if the CG is right and you bring back your throttle starting from the threshold until 20 feet high, there is never floating.
There shouldn't be, exactly. But, like I said, the real world pilots have picked up on something, and Zibo doesn't want that something, he wants it better. And this is why between him and Twkster, I suppose they made this new model, because Twkster is really responsible for the flight model. I just don't know where they draw the line. That's why I give both of them credit, because I don't know exactly. So they've made this change, and we're going to see what happens now.
Did Sesso picked up on it as well?
He did, but he's also of the opinion that it happens very rarely. It's not a concern, but for other people it appears to be a big concern. So we have to keep everybody happy.
That's going to be hard because Sasso can float when he wants and he can set it down when he wants.
Christer, that is also absolutely true. For me, my field of view is the way I like it, and I don't know, it works for me. Sander, you're welcome. Yeah, just follow the tutorial. It's really easy. Little nav map is free. Just update the AirAx so you've got all the latest information so it matches with Zibo and the rest of your flight sim stuff. And once that's in place, it's a 2-minute job, if even.
3604 for the squawk, Ryanair 852.
Thank you, Jordan. Wrong button. Well,
Sorry, guys.
No, don't worry, don't worry. I've done it a couple of times in my life. It's just funny when it happens.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
No, don't worry.
You will be.
Shame.
Uncle John, if you're one to punish me, I'll take it.
Yeah, nervousness and 1 split second of lost concentration, and you've had your chips. You've got to start over or just take the punch in the landing. So it happens. Yeah, something's updating. Yeah, I hear you. We've got a bit of rocking going on there. Andre, that is also true. The problem is when you want to argue with a real world pilot with thousands of hours in the real aircraft flying this thing every day. It's not that easy. You know, their perception is kind of different than the flight simmers one. Which also makes it difficult for me to argue about it. I can't argue about it. All I can say is what I experience, and I never experience excessive floating. I get it every now and then, and like I said, it's either because of weather or the lapse in concentration or something. I don't go around blaming the code for that. Zibo obviously knew better. Twkster obviously knew better, and I mean, I have to accept that. And here I am doing my job. I cannot argue with them. If they make it better, I'm happy.
This is beautiful approach.
Mm-hmm. Christer, no. I have just not gone into the settings and hidden it. It obviously is part of all my X-Aviation add-ons. And in my other version of X-Plane here on the system, I just went and hid it permanently. And as this is a fresh new copy, I just haven't gone to hide it yet. In actual fact, I can't even remember where to hide it. Maybe it's in here. Okay. Gone. See? Just have to do it. Yeah, you go into the settings there and just hide the thing.
You did the save, Nick. I missed you.
What are you on about, Uncle John?
Just confirming you did the save. I had to walk away.
Oh, yeah, I did. While we're talking about it, let's do one here as well. Alright, so now we've got 3 saves.
And you want one now when you hit the approach?
Yeah, I've just done one, so what I'll do is I'll live with this. We can make a new one later if we really have to. You're welcome, Krister. I just saw your note there. You're welcome. Why don't we have a nice view of the city there? We can do the rest of the config later. There you go. This is the FLyTampa Las Vegas for you guys, in case you were wondering. And a day or so ago, I actually created the authors for it as well. So there you have it. Clouds are a bit in the way there, but there we go. I use Active Sky XP for the weather engine, and then this is Sky Max Pro with the real weather connector that places and gives me the clouds and the sky colors and all the atmospherics, the rest of it, the cosmetic side of things. And I'm quite happy with this. Also, these clouds reflect your light, you know, when it's dark at night, and they actually move, and they also depict the thunderstorms, cloud bursts and things very nicely, beautiful lightning. So I'm kind of sold on them for now. Unless something else really very much better comes along, I'm happy to stick to these guys.
I'm watching Hakan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Irwin.
Is that also Vegas, Hakan?
Yes, sir.
Cody works somewhere direct beneath you at this moment.
I was
at this
just
point.
I was just thinking he's somewhere down there.
The museum where he works is just down there.
Somewhere, yeah.
You just flew over it.
Okay.
Very low, Hakan. That was no floater, Hakan.
Hard landing, it is not good.
Yeah, we show them all that we can land harder.
Fernando, welcome to the stream. Hello. Well, guys, the wind here is 19 gusting 33, coming from the left-hand side, if memory serves me well now. So this is not going to be an ordinary straightforward landing, no matter which way you look at it. And if I can get this thing down without floating, I'll pat myself on the back. And for Zibo's sake, I hope I can do it.
Hakan had problems with it.
Oh well, with the weather, it's no surprise. Winds like that.
Yeah, it's harder.
Yeah.
Hard, yeah. This was difficult approach, but I couldn't take any warning from 500, 400, 300. Approach was wonderful, but putting the wheels a little bit hard.
Difficult. Okay. I must tell you one thing, I'm enjoying this very long extended downwind. This is actually so cool. Calm before the storm and having to concentrate.
Assume there's no more favourable runway than the one you take in.
No, not really.
that flaps 30 or 40, Hakan?
30.
Yeah, I won't land flaps 40 with winds like this.
Nou ja.
Dis bietjie gevaarlik.
Yeah, of course. He's flaring too much.
Only one wheel bounced.
Right, well, my moment of truth is now coming. I'm turning for finals.
Not a bad landing, Hakan.
Of course, under these circumstances, it is acceptable. Hard landing sometimes good, but this was not good because one wheel bounced, another one was okay.
Go's coming in now.
Yeah.
What? Sorry.
Nico's making his last turn, Hakan.
I see right now, I'm watching him. Which runway, Nico?
26 left.
I was landing 19 right.
Yeah, I followed the real world flight from southwest, so just picked up on them.
Okay, sir.
Look what Krista wrote for you, Hakan.
What?
Krista says, I hope it's not my last turn. Sorry, I think that was for Erwin. He says, I hope it's not my last turn. I hope not. He's turning final. Good one, Krista. Good one. Awesome.
Cody does this mostly by hand, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
No. There's a difference between saying somebody is turning or doing something for the last time and using the proper terminology. So it's not my last turn because I'm not going to die just now. It's just turning final, you see.
Last turn.
Let's start praying.
I hope I didn't kick this thing off now. I moved and then I watched. Oops. No. Looks fine. Look at that trend vector on the nose. It was flicking quite a bit now. That trend vector, look there. Well, oh, that wind 21 coming from the side there. That's a lot, yeah. I just love the sense of humor you guys have. It's so funny. One 147, but I'm gonna push it up a little bit higher because of the wind, so I'm just gonna add a bit.
How much higher? 150?
No, sir. I'm gonna go for about 157. I'll put about 10 additional. So it's 147 up to 157. I think I might be able to reduce it a little bit. It'll make it
In the
156.
progress page, Nico, did you check to see what the headwind was?
No. Headwind is 8, so I don't actually have to change it that much. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Make it 152. That's BRF plus 5. VRF, you should usually add 5, Krista. So it's supposed to be 152 at minimum. That's what it needs to be above. I'm just going to lift it with 1 actually. Just to give me that margin because of the gusts. The gusts is a problem here. Gotcha. Right, auto throttle.
Approaching 2-6 left.
Bloody idiot. Press the wrong button.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Auto thrust is still on.
That's off. I pressed the toga button. As I moved my hand, I pressed the toga button. My mistake.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Now with on stream I see the auto throttle still on, but it's a bit later, isn't it?
Yeah, just watch. It'll come.
Don't sink. Don't sink. 100 slow. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Minimums. 50.
Don't sink.
40.
Don't sink.
30. 20. 10.
No, there's no floating here, I guarantee you that. This thing is as heavy as a freaking rock. Zibo, this thing is heavy now. I struggled to keep that thing up. It wanted to go down. There's no ways of any floating here right now at all. No floating.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
80 knots.
Yeah, no, there's no floating there. I had to really pull hard to keep this thing from just going down. I don't know what it was. It was hard. I honestly don't really care. It is... what a difference. What a difference. I mean, I can feel... I felt it was heavy. I could physically feel it. I'm pulling on this honeycomb and I'm pulling to keep it up. Thank you, Krister. That's not bad. 149. Serious. That's
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Out of interest, Nico, would it be as well to go and do that from the top of the glide and do that without any winds? Go to calm weather?
We can do it for fun, but Zibo says he's happy. He says it looks good for the landing. He's obviously watching it, so he's happy with it.
Yeah, I was thinking just so that it doesn't have to take account of gusts and so forth.
What's the time? Let's see what time it is. 9:36. I suppose I can quickly do something like that. Let me just complete this flight in some Toolkit Pro.
Nico, thank you very much for flight and introducing the new Zibo. I got to go. Have a good night all. See you.
Right, Hakan.
See you, Hakan.
Good night, Hakan.
There you go, Zibo. Zibo's asked me to show him this. So there you go. There's the approach. Well, he wants to see the landing rating. There you go. 4 stars. Mattia, it just means that the flight characteristics is going to be different. They've tweaked and tuned the flight model to fly and flare differently. Great. Thank you, Zibo. Thanks for watching. It's awesome to have you here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly just change a couple of things here. Then we're going to go do what Max said.
Go to the approach business, Nico, just to see what it marked you down on.
It marked me down on, remember I said I, by mistake, my finger touched the toga button, and then it obviously wanted to go around, you know, so it started to lift the nose. I then disconnected and started flying the aircraft by hand from there, and it became a bit of a yo-yo race.
That's all. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. And Zibo says I was below the glide slope. It's a comment he's making here. It's not easy being rated by everybody like this. I mean, Zibo Code is rating me, Zibo the man is rating me, you guys are rating me, and I'm sitting here broadcasting to the whole world.
Nobody's criticised.
No.
There are very few perfect landings. The only reason I said about the only reason I was suggesting going back and doing it without winds was so that we could see what that VNAV truly was like when you said about being nose heavy, that it wasn't anything to do with the gusting side of it.
I understand what you mean. I understand. Okay, so let's quickly just get rid of all of these extra things on my screen now. If you don't mind, then we can go and fly. Ooh, look at this, you guys, look at this. Ugh, now it's gone away. Come on, come back. Display capture, look at that. Gusting, there's a bit of a problem with wind shear over there. Okay, so we'll have to be careful. Yes, Bjorn, thank you so much. Right, so I'm going to close down Active Sky. And we are going to go to, no, not that, this one. Reset. Okay.
I'm choked. I never even saw the landing on account of my stream was way out of time.
Control F5, yeah, you better do that a few times.
Yeah, I did once I heard that you landed.
Yeah. Don't worry, Uncle John, it's on video. You can rewind it quickly if you want. You can watch it live. So just rewind the stream a little bit. That's the one thing. The other thing is now I don't have my charts. Let me open Navigraph charts quickly.
Oh, the other thing you're going to need to do, Nico, is set it engines running, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I am at engines running, so what I'm going to do is
Yeah, you haven't shut down yet, sorry.
1,000 to go.
right. So there we are on the approach. Let's just quickly go check that the weather is clear. I don't get it. It doesn't look like it's resetting the weather. Well, we don't have winds. That's one thing for sure. There's no winds, so we're just gonna ride it out quickly. You okay there, Uncle John?
Say again, sir?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I will be rewinding it because I need to have a look at that landing.
100%.
And if it's what I think it is, I want the copy now.
What? Of the landing?
No, I want the new model.
Oh, the new model. Zibo will not like it if I give it to you. I promise you that. He's gonna say to me, "Hey, what you doing?" Off schedule descent. No, we don't care. You know, we've known him for a while, right? He's probably very impressed with what happened, but I can virtually guarantee you he's gonna tweak it some more. Because he's such a perfectionist.
He's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
I don't think, I shouldn't say this, I suppose, but it's only the likes of a group of people who can appreciate just the amount of work this man puts into this.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, we are so blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope Seaphone never gets old and grumpy like John. I can just imagine him there.
Thanks, Mac. I love you too. We can't all be perfect.
Thank you, Krister.
I'm probably going to get shot to pieces over this. Has anybody noticed anything different about Mac?
About Mac?
Yeah, think about it. Think about it.
He sounds more happy and more healthy than the last couple of days.
Yeah, there's something very special about Mac that I've noticed over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
No, I don't know. Did you get a girlfriend?
No chance.
Come on. It's usually it's 2 things that can perk a guy up like that. It's usually money and a woman. Sorry. Did you win the
You
lotto?
can't have both. That's the thing.
When was the last time? Think about this now. How long's it been since you heard Mac say, "Don't get me wrong"?
Oh yes, yeah, don't get me wrong.
I told you the other night you made me think twice about, and I have to think of other ways of using the same phrase.
I take my hat off to your back, seriously.
Good evening, the wonderful group.
Good evening, Sasso.
So,
What happened,
evening,
Sasso?
Testing.
Sasso, what happened to your stream?
Oh, long story. Basically, I was called to work.
Oh.
So from the streaming into the real one.
Uh,
Quickly, in 10
Oh,
minutes.
right.
Well, I'll also
End-
leave the
end
stream
of
for the
the
real
story.
one. Yeah.
End of the story.
Sasso,
a
you
good
didn't
one.
miss much, man. About 190 planes got put into a 1.5 hour hold, and most of them started diverting to other airports anyways.
Oh no. Oh, okay, then better that I didn't participate.
It
Well,
was over
Sasso.
240 at one point.
Yeah. Sasso, we just had Zibo
Yes.
on stream here with us. I'm busy testing a new model of the Zibo. Between him and Twkster, I'm giving both credit because I don't know exactly who did what here. And Twkster is the guy responsible for the flight model. They've tweaked the flight model for the flight phase as well as for the landing and flare phase to get rid of the float. Okay, and I've just landed. We had 19 knot wind gusting 33 in Las Vegas, and
That's
I tell
wonderful.
you what, I could feel the difference in this flight model. This aircraft was heavy. I had to keep this nose in position to land, and it wasn't a bad landing. It was really a good landing, and Zibo said he's happy with the test, you know, so then I'm happy too. But yeah, you real world guys will have to go and do the final tests, you know, between you and Jan and Flight Ectism. You guys will have to give the final say, but I'm happy. As a flight simmer, I'm over the moon with what we've achieved here.
Yeah, I'm not in a position now to start the PC and try now, but definitely I can try tomorrow.
We'll have to see what Zibo says about the release of this model, but when it's there, we'll get you involved in.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking it was already done.
No,
okay,
no,
yeah,
no,
no
not
problem.
released yet. So did you have a good flight then in the real world?
Yeah, it was fine. It was just a Cagliari and back, so let's say, you know, the 40 minutes flight going and back. Okay. But yeah, of course, I ran out from the house and everything remained there, the streaming, the planning, everything.
Yeah, gotcha.
Looking at your streaming, are you going for another approach?
Yeah, we did a restore of the flight. We're doing it now without any winds. We just want to see what the effect is without any weather interference. So we're on a Cavo day basically with 2992 on the altimeter and no winds.
Just to take the gusting effect out, Sasso.
Okay. May I ask, Nico, what's your landing weight?
I'm gonna tell you now. It's going to be approximately 64.8, 64.7. Won't be less than that.
Okay.
We're already almost there.
Okay. Are we gonna do flaps 30 or
yes.
40?
30, set up for 30.
Yes. So, as I said, to have a rough value for around a 60 tons aircraft, with the flaps 30, I'm expecting to keep more or less 57 and 1% for a 60 tons.
Yes.
We are gonna be 64, so I'm expecting, 58, 59 maybe.
Yes.
So play between this game and let's see.
Will do.
And the VREF, Sasso?
Well, it's worked out to be 147 over here, so we'll add 5 and stick to 152.
Yeah, correct.
Currently, what's the trim showing at, Nico?
Trim is a bit back. It's almost freaking 8. It's very much back.
That's what I got during all those days. Do you remember that I told you
Yes.
that I was landing with 10, almost 10?
Yeah. When I landed, it was I think 4 earlier. I'm going nose up because I'm only doing 210 and I haven't added flaps. So you've got to also take that whole configuration that I'm in right now into consideration. We're not in landing configuration by a long shot.
By the way, Sasso, the flight model change that is apparent is the CFG has been moved slightly further forward in the aircraft.
Okay, this should solve the problem with the no stub. Sorry, with the
Yes.
stub trim.
Yeah.
The only reason we know that is when he went to do his views, he was sat that little bit further forward, weren't you?
Yeah.
And he had to readjust them.
Yeah, I was a little bit forward and also much lower.
Oh, you were lower as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you
The
remember in
better
the last
way-
flight model, he moved it up, didn't he? So
Yes.
he's moved it back down a bit. Yeah.
The best way to try to see if an aircraft is floating during the landing is just to let him do an Autoland.
That's
What
that
Max
was
said
another
as well.
thing I was, yeah.
Yeah, that will work.
Well, I
Yeah.
can do that. I'm set up. I
But
just click the second button.
remember that with an Autoland, the touchdown zone will be moved by 140 meters if you are doing a flaps 40, or 185 meters if you are doing a flaps 30.
Yes.
Remember this.
Yeah.
Oh, go for an Autoland, Nico, then.
Okay. We shall do that.
Yeah, just go with the minima 50 array. Don't forget the second autopilot. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that Autoland was a good suggestion, and hearing it come from a real pilot, that made me feel good. Thank you, Sasso.
I make your day.
I was thinking the same thing. I mean, we were thinking in the same lines. I had no problem saying it. I didn't even try and argue with you because I knew that would be a very good test. But it is reassuring if a real pilot tells us the same. I must be honest.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So we're not that crazy after all. We know what we're talking about.
That's why I'm here.
When you say it moves at 140 feet, is that the touchdown point you're talking about, Sasso?
Is in the landing distance calculation, the landing distance required that you do on the OPT, if you're doing an Autoland, you have to add 140 meters if you're using flaps 40, or 185 meters if you're doing a flaps 30 landing.
So it lands deeper.
Thank you. That's
and
something.
that's because of the flare. Once the flare comes in, it's technically the flare maneuver that will lead those meters.
I'm with you. I'm getting it. Thank you. That's something that isn't clear and obvious to non-simmers.
Yeah. I was talking on Facebook earlier today with a bunch of guys, and we were talking about Zibo becoming more and more real. And I tell you what, this is just mind-blowing how real this thing is busy getting, eh? If it takes all of these things into account, man.
Well, it just goes to show that for a free aircraft, how advanced and up there with the best of the payware.
Yeah.
And if not beating them.
name me what that's reasonably comparable?
There's different features and different aircraft, John, so it's difficult to judge that one. It depends what you want. There is one or two.
I mean, surely this is arguably.
Oh, it's definitely one of the best, if not the best. But
Nico,
it's still a
sorry, you
judgment call.
can already engage the second autopilot. You don't need to be established, but just to have the ILS armed.
Okay, it's done.
Are we going to watch this side on?
We can do a replay side on, but I'd love to be in the cockpit first, and then we'll do the replay.
We want to be critical of what we're seeing, John.
I want to see the angle that it comes in.
We'll do that. We'll do that, Uncle John. Just for you. Promise.
Out of interest, Nico, what's the trim reading this time?
We're going to have a look now. It's coming down at 6.
So that's 2 different compared with what it was on the last one.
Yeah, on landing, I think, if I recall correctly, it was about 4. But
Oh,
remember,
right.
that's at flap speed.
It depends. Usually, when you are in the region between 50 tons and 60, 65 tons, when we land with flaps 30 or 40, we have between 6.5 and 7, I would say, and 7.5, no more than that, between 6 and 8. And then, in fact, during the after landing flow, the one of the check is to bring back the stop trim to 4 degrees nose up.
If you remember on the last one when I asked you, it was 8 at that point.
Yes, okay, gotcha.
But we're not going to be able to look at that until it's fully established.
That's what I'm saying. When it's established on the ILS.
I'm fully established
then,
right now, so you'll see it in 8 seconds.
No, I mean flaps set at the correct and the speed set correctly.
Yeah, I'll be there just now. Right, so there we go. Here it's at 6.
That's not far out then, Sasso, is it?
Nope.
Well, 6 degrees. Yeah, I would. Well, no, it's okay. It's okay because the flare didn't come in. Once we will have the flare armed below glide slope, then you should hear the stop trim moving like 7, 8, preparing for the nose up. So at 1,500 feet radio, flare should be announced in arm mode. Then approaching 500 feet array, you should hear the stop trim moving, you know, at around 7 and 8, and that's it. And that means that flare is ready to come in. Leave it, 1000.
Feet, stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
There you have the flare. Now let's see the stop trim when he moves.
Approaching 26 left.
The N1 value is perfect, 61%.
Approaching minimums. 100. 50. Minimums. 40. 30. 20. 10.
I didn't see a change in the trim.
No, exactly. Yeah. Stop trim should move at about 200 more or less.
Okay, well, it still did the with the land possibly, so I'm just gonna stop and watch the replay then.
In fact, one of the major threats that you can have during an Autoland, the problem is if you do an Autoland below 200 feet array, the stop trim is already set with a big nose up tendency. So imagine you have to do a go around because you lose one autopilot, so it's becoming a manual go around. Then you have to counteract this big nose up tendency that will be either for the stop trim
100.
plus the engine.
Gotcha.
So it's basically you're doing a go around by pushing forward.
10.
These that
It actually went up,
Yeah.
ballooned a bit.
There it goes up.
Shouldn't do that, should it?
Not with the wind and stuff like it is now.
On runway 26 left.
Okay, let's
on
do this.
runway
Save,
26
save.
left.
Do flaps 40.
Okay, I've got flaps 40.
are still with us, Nico, do you think?
Zibo? Oh, I doubt it.
What was the wind again, Nico?
There isn't any.
Yeah.
Oh no, the wind is
Killed-
out now.
We
Yeah.
killed it, yeah. we
Yeah,
killed
because of the flaps 40, I thought. Yeah, it was 18 and costing 30, I thought.
it. Thing is, with weather gusting to 18, it's difficult to know whether it's gusting the moment that you're touching down. so we thought if you've got
Yeah,
no
you're right.
wind, well, that was my thought anyway. Out of interest, Nico, on this one, could you, as you're doing Autoland again, are you?
No, I haven't made up my mind yet. I was still deciding. I think Sasso wanted me to do a flaps for the Autoland, eh, Sasso?
Yeah, if you can, yeah, let's do the same with the flaps 40. Consider
you-
that Boeing flight crew training manual before until no more than 6 months ago was saying Autoland is allowed only with flaps 40. Now they changed their mind and they are allowing Autoland also with flaps 30. So it's something new for the Boeing in terms of saying that you can do the approach with flaps 30.
Gotcha.
So let's go with flaps 40 and let's see.
Okay.
Was that purely because of the slower approach speed for Autoland, do you think, Sasso?
Sorry, you came broken. Say again?
I said, do you think that was originally the idea because the approach speed would be slower?
No, I think it's mainly because of the approach angle, the visual that you can have with the flaps 40. Flaps 40 compared with flaps 30 in terms of vision from the cockpit. Flaps 40 means a much steeper view into the runway. So that is to allow a better view of the lights once you are approaching in foggy situation. If you're doing an autoland, 99% is because of fog or low visibility. So a flaps 40 landing will give us a better view to have to, let's say, to check or to find the landing lights or the runway approach light or something to continue.
Okay. The other thing I was going to suggest, Nico, could you quickly change to AOA or radio and AOA in the FB?
Can't remember exactly where it is. Need to find it. Oh, there we go.
What was that for?
This thing is switching between A and B. It's not putting both on this time. I don't know. It's not going both on.
Because you are not in approach.
What do you mean I'm not in approach?
There is LNAV and Glyslop. There is something not correct.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so reselect, well, you have the ILS on both sides. Press again approach.
I'm not in approach. There you go. There's approach. Now I can set it. Oh, that's what I missed. I mean, sorry. I'm sorry. my mistake.
No problem.
Did it right the first time. It's getting late, so I'm getting tired.
So, Sasso, is there still an issue with the CG? On the flare?
Technically, it could be. Could be a problem with the CG. Could be.
We know that the predicted landing CFG was about 18.9, wasn't it, Nico?
If I recall correctly.
Or what's it say currently on the EFB?
It's not calculated because the FMC is not in play.
Okay.
It didn't save that as such.
Just out of interest, Sasso, before we took off, because Zibo wanted us to do a default loading, all we did was bunk passengers in and fuel, and we had a landing CFG predicted of 18.9.
Okay, but those values are okay. I mean, I don't see anything crazy.
No, I'm not saying it's crazy. I was just giving you a few of the facts and figures you may have missed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about that float during the flaps 30 Autoland. If that could have been caused by a CZ position.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens now.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Okay, I'm on flaps 40. I'm on 146, which is VREF plus 5. Flare, everything is on the PFD there, so...
What you have below
Approaching 26
Borlock?
left.
What is written there?
Roll out.
Oh, okay, that's new.
Not a bounce, it ballooned, Krister. Before touchdown, it went up again. We'll see now. Yeah, it's done it again, it's lifted. I can see it from here, it's lifted. It's like it goes down, does the balloon, and then it goes down.
What should tab this time? Or is it? I'm a bit behind.
5.5. 5.5 on the trim.
Yeah, it's definitely lifted again, isn't it?
Okay, but that's okay. Now let's do it this way. Let me try it. Do it manually.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Almost at 6 on that stabilizer trim. Right, auto throttle off.
400.
Autopilot
And
off.
it's just trimmed, yeah.
200. 100. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ah, that's easy. He just wants to go down. He doesn't want to float. I'm holding it up. I'm literally putting pressure, back pressure on this yoke. I think they did a good
80 knots.
push to get it to be heavy and to go down. Thank you, Christopher.
Maybe it's right for non-auto land, perhaps.
I don't know. I don't know. I just work here, Mac. I'll ask Zibo.
Sorry. Stupid question.
Yeah.
Were the speed brake armed during the Autoland? Or we missed them?
What do you mean deploy?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. How far do you want to go?
Because I got this feeling like if we missed to concentrating on something else, maybe we missed to arm the speed brake.
No, there they are.
They are. Okay. But that's your last landing,
Yeah.
correct? No,
Yeah.
I'm talking on the Autoland, Nico.
Oh, I can do the auto land again.
Do from the short final. It's okay.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Burchell.
Come on. Why are we not increasing our speed?
The flap.
Yeah, but it's on a reload. It's supposed to reload the whole config. So there we go.
I know, I just looked at the flaps.
Thank you
up.
so much. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't reload them. Look, I've just reloaded the flight. You'll see now, and then it will be fine. It's not reloading this flight proper because it's completely out on the ILS now. There we go. There we go. Now it's better. Hello, Twkster. How are you doing? Nice to see you on stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Here's the boss. Now you can ask him everything you want to ask about this flight model and the landing and the flare and all these things.
And we've got a real crew room.
Yay.
2 pilots.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Christer. Have a good evening. Tim, so Zibo was happy with the landing in the beginning. We've subsequently continued with the stream and we've done a few little experiments on our own. Okay. Zibo was happy. We're just toying around. So if you want to add anything or ask me to do something for you, you're welcome. We can accommodate you.
Got the whole gang here, eh, Nico?
Tim, you can join us on Discord if you want to, because then you can comment on voice for sure. That'll be marvelous if you want to do that. The link is in the comments, not the comments, in the notes below the stream. You'll see there's an invite. You can just pick it up and I'll drag you in and you can come chat with us if you want to. Otherwise you can type. It's up to you.
Just so you know, Tim, there's another 737 NG pilot in the stream as well.
Yeah, we've got pilots also here with us, but yes, yeah, he's very graciously helping us, over a
He
period of
went up
time.
again.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
He went up again.
Okay.
Don't understand why.
All right.
What
Okay.
we're noticing, Tim, briefly, is on Autoland, when it gets to the flare bit, it's ballooning a little bit.
Yeah, okay, exactly as McLean said. On the Autoland, it balloons a little bit before it comes down finally. Okay, when I do the landing, I can feel that it's heavier than before. Whatever you tweaked in this flight model is heavier. I can feel that the float is much reduced. If I don't keep the nose up, this aircraft goes down hard. So I physically have to put pressure, back pressure on this honeycomb yoke of mine to keep the nose up, and that is what the initial test was when Zibo was here with us. So the question is, I think the only one we have really is during Autoland. I don't know if you tweaked anything in Autoland, if that would have an influence with a new flight model or what. It's just a bit of a balloon there.
Yeah. I want to see, Nico, because when we do the manual landing, we know when to start to close the thrust.
Yes.
Now, I want to see, if you don't mind, to sending the radio altimeter into the circular array. I mean, I want to check at the end when the automatics kicks in and start to shut the throttle.
Okay. All right.
Because that ballooning is not because of a big pitch moment. What it seems to me is that he keep the thrust a little bit too much and then he float.
Okay.
I'm talking about, closing the automatics, close the thrust, the throttle 10 seconds before. And
Understand. Okay. So I'm going to separate the two things quickly. Tim has just said there that the Autoland is for Zibo, so it's not him. We're wasting his time by asking him this question. In other words, I don't want to waste his time. So we can take it up with Zibo then, in terms of that ballooning effect. What is important for me, Tim, right now is that we get your blessing that I do the test correctly and that you are happy with your new flight model in my hands, basically. I think that would be a better thing because it belongs to you. That's where you fit into it. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
Absolutely.
So we're just turning finals, and then you can have a look and scream and shout at me if I do something wrong, eh, Twkster? By the way, I switched off the winds. We have 19 knots, almost direct crosswind, or the pointer comes from that side, and it was gusting 33 during the original landing that Zibo was here with us, and it performed beautifully as far as I was concerned, just FYI. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll take that up with him then.
Tim, is it fair to ask the question, say no if you don't want to, did you do anything else other than just move the CFG? have you changed any of the airfoils or anything else?
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, Dimitri.
Glorious day in Vancouver today.
Good stuff. Dimitri?
Sir?
Yeah, I know you came in just now, so I'm not sure if you are aware of it. Twkster is on stream with us.
Hi, Twkster.
There we go. Somebody else confirming extra testing was worth it, Nico.
Yeah. We flew the normal flight. We came in from San Diego, landed here at Vegas. Normal flight, normal real world weather with active sky. It performed beautifully, and it was after I believe Zibo left at that point in time that we just started, you know, doing our own thing, our own little experiments, and we've done quite a few of them with Autoland, without Autoland, and then most of them, in fact, all of our own tests have been done without wind.
Autoland 30 and 40.
Oh yeah, no, what happened with the stall, Twkster, to put you in the picture, and I appreciate what you're saying, but what happened was I reloaded a saved flight situation, and I had to actually reload it 3 times before it got into the correct position. So what you saw as you came in was a mistake from the code. It didn't reload the load flight situation properly. I just clicked it 3 times and the problem went away. I was not intending to stall, I promise. It just happened.
You're doing manual, Nico?
Yes.
See, we've got Nico so involved now, he's got so focused he doesn't feel tired anymore.
Exactly. Yeah, I've gone over the hump there. Tim, no, we haven't done any deceleration tests yet. No.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude 7.
Chief Sim Pilot, welcome, welcome.
Confirm, Nico, when does it try to go down once you've disconnected the autopilot?
Approaching 26
You
left.
said you felt the weight of it.
Yeah. No, the moment, the moment I want to flare, I'll tell you when it happens. Yeah, I'm pulling up my own tongue. Yeah, it's getting late. Karen, I've got XP Realistic loaded. That's where it comes from.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30.
There, it's saving now.
10.
If I don't purposefully pull it back, it's gonna go down hard. And I believe this is what you implemented to prevent the float from happening.
That looked perfect.
80 knots.
As a flight simulator, I can live with a landing like that. You know, I'm not technically sound. That's where Sasso comes in, these real world guys, you know, to say, you know what, that's a floater or more than a floater than not or whatever. I mean, there where I said, now I can feel the weight. I can feel this aircraft wants to go down. It wants to land now. And I'm obviously pulling back on this honeycomb, you know, to keep it up.
As I said, Nico, the only thing I can think of regarding the Autoland is just double check when the automatics start to close the throttle.
Yeah. Okay, but let's do it this way. Thanks for the subscription, Karen. Let's do it this way in our next stream, because I mean this had a purpose to the stream. Okay, and this Autoland is beyond the scope of the stream, really. When we come together. Yeah, when we come together next time, we go and hammer that. Twkster, thank you very much. Talk to me about this deceleration test you're on about. How do we proceed if we want to try something like that? What do you have in mind? I'm sorry, I'm clueless in terms of that.
On runway 26 left. On runway 26 left.
Climb to 15,000 feet. Okay, yeah. Let me do one more landing and then we go eat that.
Speed stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
60 tons, as close to as possible as that. Okay. Okay.
I bet that's still making perfect sense to Sasso.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I can understand what he's asking. I haven't fully worked out why yet, that's all.
We're gonna handle that just now. Just wanna do one more landing. Because I'm having fun. Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to one of the previous saves that's a bit further away.
The Autoland. No,
this is me. See there, if I don't keep it up, it goes down. This thing does not float. If I don't keep it up, anybody who says differently with this flight model has got a problem with his controller or his perception. Sorry, I just wanted to do that on stream so we've got record. I mean, I let go of the yoke to see what would happen, you know, instead of me pushing or pulling back on it the whole time. So that was the purpose of that landing. Right, let's go to load flight 4, no, load 3.
1,000 to go.
Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go up to 15,000.
Ah, thank you, Twkster. Yeah, understand that.
Alright, so we're going to let's level change it. Why not?
Just a quick question, Twkster or Sasso. If Nico has to pull the column back, would that be the natural instinct, or would a pilot try and trim that nose heaviness out a bit?
Trim it. But to be honest, if the aircraft is with the autopilot and the autothrottle, and you disconnect the automatics, technically the aircraft should be in a good state, in a stable state, to continue the approach. You should not have immediately, as soon as you disconnect the autopilot, the nose going down, unless you start to reduce the thrust.
The nose, just for the record, it's not the nose going down, it's the aircraft going down. We are sitting with a situation where this aircraft is heavy. I can feel it's heavy. I'm lifting the nose to try and break the vertical speed. You understand?
Okay.
It's not a nose down, it's not, nose diving. It's a question of this aircraft feels heavy.
The better, I don't want to sound posh or something, but the better option would be to try this one in the sim, so I can see the difference between the previous one and this one.
Of course.
Otherwise, like this, it's I'm trying.
Gotcha.
Talk us through what you're going to do, Nico, so we're a little bit more savvy.
All right, okay, well, I'm now looking for the temperature. Twkster says we need to be at minus 15 degrees. And then there's a procedure which I need to read again. So let's just set the temperature correctly. Okay, so that's minus 15. We are now, okay, so Sander, that is a topic on its own, because it can be multiple things doing that. If you are in trim, if your CG is correct, the nose shouldn't dip down like that. I think Sasso picked up on the nose down because of how I announced what's happening. That's why I had to clarify it. It's not a nose down. I feel the aircraft is heavy. The aircraft wants to land, and I'm holding it back from landing. But we can talk about that other issue of yours a little bit later. So let's do this. We are at 15,000. We are now going to go to 340 VNO. Alright, so we're going to accelerate. Karan, we've done 3 or 4 Autolands already just now. It's out of the scope of the stream and what we are trying to achieve here. Tim, there you go. There's your answer. Okay. In such a case, the trim has not resolved the stick displacement yet. Thank you for that. Okay, so now the chat's scrolling off the plan here. Let's see. Aircraft, if they disconnect 80 without changing the throttle angle, then simultaneously close throttle and hit the timer. Okay. Disconnect auto throttle, then simultaneously close the throttle and hit the timer. Disconnect. Hang on. I need to get this right. My throttle's been in the wrong position. So there it is. It's synced. You can see the little blue marks. Okay, so I'm going to disconnect, and now I'm going to hit the timer and pull back. There's the timer. Alright, so what he says is then simultaneously close the throttle and hit the timer. We've done that. Accurate deceleration is 1 minute 20 seconds from 340 to 250. Let's have a look, see.
Nico, I guess you, yeah, auto throttle off.
Yes, auto throttle is now off and I pulled back on the throttles. Okay, so it's busy
Perfect.
decelerating. And he says we need
Perfect.
to see it happen in... it scrolls off the screen, hang on. 1 minute 20 seconds. We should be at 250.
Okay.
Thank you, Twkster, for that gem.
Look at that, look at that, look. 120 and it's a 252. That is as close to damn it is to a swear word, I'm telling you.
Yep. Nice one.
Very nice, sir. Thank you so very much. Oh, you know what the difference is? My weight is different to what he said. I must put the weight. He said 60,000. I've got more weight. So, anyway, just for the record. But that was like freaking awesome. That was really cool. Yes, I did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I did. The one thing I did not do, Tim, is I didn't set...
Auto throttle, my friend.
Yeah,
Auto throttle.
I've put it back, yes. The only thing I did was I did not change my landing weight or current weight from 64 down to 60, and you actually asked me to do the 60 and I completely forgot in my excitement to do this. I apologize. But I mean, the 2 knots for me is like it's a breadth of a bologna peel. Let's see, I need to drop 4.6. Oh, I'm confusing myself. 17 minus what's that? 4.6. That means 30. Right, so there's 13. So that should give us... we're going to have to update this somewhere. Okay, 50 seconds deceleration time. Alright, okay, got it. Let's just quickly go here to preferences. There we've got 60 guys, so there's 60. We're at 15,000. We're going to speed intervent. We're going to go to 340. And then we're going to do it again. I want to go on heading select. I'm just going to continue on heading select. Otherwise, it's going to try and turn us around now. Oh, and you know what? Because I've reloaded, the temperature's changed. Why would the temperature change like that? It must be minus 15. Is there anywhere else we need to change this temperature? I'm not aware of anywhere else. If I put, see, it changes there. Oh, that's a temperature at the airport, at the nearest airport. How the hell do we change it then for this flight level? Anybody? Tim, does it help to change it there if it actually refers to the nearest airport?
What if you just fly over the nearest airport?
It's right below us. Or to the left below us. I don't see anywhere else we can change it. So that's also, then it's not 100% perfect, but it's very good enough. Yeah. Well, Tim, we're giving it the best we've got, it seems. I don't know how else to manipulate that temperature currently. If you look there, look there. It's come down, so it's going to go down even more now. But that is the OAT, not what we're after, so we'll see. Right, so we're going to try it again. Need to get the throttles up in position. Going to disconnect auto throttle, and I'm going to click these two simultaneously. That's true. Oh, that's true. That's why I asked, you know, is there any way to actually manipulate it for our flight level, but it doesn't seem to be possible.
Well, if you knew the altitude at the nearest airport, you could adjust it from sea level to the altitude and make the adjustment there.
I'm tired, Mac. I'm not gonna sit and do math here. If you want to do it, then tell me, please. You know, help a man.
Well, it depends what altitude the nearest airport was. I don't
well,
know
it's Las Vegas, and Las Vegas, I can tell you, the altitude, the airfield elevation is 2181.
Right, so you probably have to change it, what, to 11 Twkster roughly?
What?
If it's 2,000 feet above mean sea level.
Let's also give his attention
regarding elevation. You were saying like high elevation airport?
Yeah, the elevation is 2181 and we are at 15,000 feet. And we...
Okay, 2181.
Yeah.
Sorry if I come back like this. 2181 is the elevation of the airport when we try to do the Autoland?
Yes.
Okay, my friend, try to an airport below 1,000 feet.
Okay, but we're not going to worry about that now. I'm worried.
No, I mean, not now, but yeah, I'm sure there was something on the Boeing manual regarding Autoland at high altitude. I need to double check something.
All there you go. Twkster agrees with you, Mac.
Thank you.
Sorry guys, I'm just too late. I can't do with all this calculation right now. I'm just here to enjoy myself right now.
So if you nip back into the weather and change it to 11, it should give you near enough at 15.
Yeah, okay, there we go guys. I've just done it, so we're almost at 314 and we quickly run it again.
Plus 11.
Okay, okay, I made a mistake.
We'll forgive him, Mac.
Yeah. He's had a trying day.
Well, he's had a family day, hasn't he?
Yeah, did you see the monkeys in the trees?
Yeah, we saw
we
your
did.
brothers and sisters, Nico. Are you sure you went to see Rainey's family and not your own?
No, this was mine. Those were behind the camera. I didn't have the guts to take pictures of them. I was just looking at my own family. Okay, Zibo's also chirping in here, guys. Twkster, Zibo's also watching. So let me just see what he's saying. There. Okay. Zibo has referred me to the FMC page 2. And basically there you can see we are now at 14. The SAT, that is what we want. That's what Twkster was on about. No, Tim, Zibo's just pointed me to page 2 here to look at the SAT temperature. So he says to me, I set the temperature wrong for the deceleration test. Yeah, okay, so close enough. Okay. So we've got Zibo and Twkster, we had Yeri, we've got Sasso. It's a full house tonight. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so here we are. We're going to do this test again. Let me lift this up and go stop and get ready for that one.
I think you should be complimented, Nico, the fact that you're texting with three pilots and the developer at the same time as you're trying to fly this plane.
You see. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Brad. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I stayed on. I must be honest with you. I thought it was going to be over when it was over earlier. Thank you, Zibo, by the way. Thank you so much. I did type it to him, guys, but just for the record on here, that you guys can hear, I'm also thanking him. Okay.
And this to the people who are here that aren't part of the development team just goes to show just how much goes into developing this aircraft.
Yeah, dedication upon dedication upon dedication.
Yes.
Getting closer. Thanks, guys. Okay, getting closer. I'm gonna actually pause it when it gets to 120 so we can see. Look there. Look. There. How close do you want it to be now? How close do you want it to be? I mean, that's so close. That, I mean, come on. Who's gonna fault you on 1.1 knots?
I think we're going to have
You're slightly out.
Sorry, you
to have
guys
a
spoke.
word with Boeing. In this digital age, they should have 0.1 on those knot readings.
Sorry, Uncle John, what did you say?
I'm pulling your leg.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I just didn't hear. All right, okay, well, yeah, so we've learned something else.
Yeah, we certainly have.
Yeah. I love it. I said to somebody on Facebook today, I made a bit of a statement and I said, you know what, every time Zibo takes away a sim shortcut and he makes it more real, it just means we need to learn more. We need to level up in our skills, in our knowledge. And it's a privilege, Zibo, Tim, Sasso, Yeri, everybody that's, contributing, that's been here, everybody watching. Thank you so much. All right, okay, let's go do the air brake.
Encouraging you.
Yes.
You haven't finished yet, Nico.
No, let's do it. So we're going to accelerate now again. 50 seconds deceleration.
Does this also prove, Twkster, that you've modelled or got the auto brake drags set correctly as well then?
I think he mentioned something about the drag earlier. Look there, look, he's just piling it up. Tim, I've got a few more minutes. If we can do it, let's try. I'm game. I'm game. This is gonna be one of those streams for the books.
Is it ever?
Oh yeah. See, this just proves something else. Many years ago, a test pilot for the South African Air Force told me this story. He said to me, to be a test pilot, it's taken as a given that you are a pilot. You can't be a test pilot if you're not a pilot. I think we're going into a different realm now. We all thought we were pilots. And now we do all these tests.
I'll tell you something else, that these, having people like Sato and Tim around and everything, is when you start doing tests like this, you appreciate the knowledge that pilots have to know that the basic sim pilot just doesn't have.
Yeah.
And, you know, they justify their position and their expertise.
Right, okay, so gents, give me a second. I'm going to have to do this quickly in succession. So auto throttle goes off. I'm going to get my fingers on everything as soon as I can. Speed brakes up, there we go. I hope I did it quick enough in succession. That sounds so good.
Question.
Go, ask.
I'm still thinking about the Autoland because now I don't go to sleep if I don't understand the Autoland. When you cancel the weather,
yes,
did you reset the QNH?
Yes, I did. Not here. Here you can see the QNH is not set, but in the other one I did, I went into 992. In the test that we did together, we used 992.
Okay.
Actually.
Keep working on it, Sasso.
Hey, now you
I
talked
promise.
and I went past this. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I missed it completely. We've gone way past it now. We have to do this again. Sorry, so I'm now thinking about what you were saying, and I didn't, pause this thing when I had to.
Sorry, my fault.
Paul says it was exactly right. So, thank you, Paul. Thank you.
And when you've done the static dynamic, how long before we start doing the stall test then, Twkster?
Probably before 11 PM my time. Around about 11.
It's already 11.
Oh, sorry. Then I'm lost. I'm just going with the flow. HD simulation. Hello. Yeah, I just want to see it for myself, Paul. I trust you implicitly, but I missed it. I really want to just experience it. This must be 2992. I'll have to just get that right now. Zibo, did you secretly build an ejection seat in here? I'm not aware of that one. Right, okay, guys, so let's concentrate. There's the throttle. Going to disconnect the auto throttle. Going to pull back, start the timer, and pull speed brake. Alright. So.
Yes, Captain.
I just wanted to say that was a very good observation. I actually missed that it was not set to 2992 in this version of the segment of the stream. So thank you.
Yeah.
That was a good observation.
I'm just thinking for the Autoland. Still thinking.
Here we go. How's that? 49 seconds. 250. I mean, it's as close as we can get it. Doesn't this prove how deep, what's the right English way of saying it? How accurate this aircraft is. Precise. Yeah. I mean, wow. I'm loving this. All right. Okay. So now next test. Now you say we go down or something else at 250 knots level flight. So 250 knots. We're going to be in New York by the time we finish. I see that thing. I mean, bye-bye Las Vegas, you know?
Better.
You've got no winds. Turn around 180 degrees.
No, man, I'm kidding. So sorry.
Maybe just too big one. Was that runway allowed? Is an active Cat 3 approach for that runway? Or is something we just made it?
I think we just made it. I'm not sure.
Would be interesting to go and check in the charts if that runway has an approved, a published Cat 3 approach.
Let's quickly have a look, see.
And last question. Were you using a scenery or was the default one?
No scenery.
There we go. That could be a couple of issues altogether.
Exactly.
Best things is Autoland in a default scenery.
And also not with the runway follow terrain contours on. We've seen that a few times now. Yeah. That also messes the aircraft completely around. All right. Yeah. No, there's no Cat 3 ILS on runway 26 left. It's Cat 1.
Okay. Well, I think that's a couple of things that suggest to try in another airport then. I would say.
Yeah, we'll go play with it next time then.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, okay, so I'm at 250 level flight. Let's read. Positive. No, hang on, we've gone too far. At 250 knots level flight, disconnect AP. Gently pull nose up. Okay, disconnect the autopilot this time. 10 degrees above horizon, then gently release. Let aircraft do whatever it will. Okay, so autopilot off. 10 degrees.
$1,000 to go.
Let the aircraft do whatever it will. Okay, so I suppose we just need to see what happens now, and it's not on CWS or anything. No, it's just off. Okay.
Autopilot up, Nico. You haven't got the autopilot up.
Oh, auto throttle. No. Autopilot is off. I didn't put
auto
off. throttle. That must
disconnect.
also be off. Okay, so let's just pull it. I was just thinking, this thing's going to go somewhere. Okay, but hang on. Now, the test is obviously skewed. So let's just quickly go back and set it all up correctly. Sorry, Tim, I missed the auto throttle. Yeah, I missed that. Sorry about that. Don't know how I missed that, but it did happen. Let's just get back to our 15,000 feet, 250 knots. Sorry. He's screaming at me. He's writing in capital letters. I need to wake up. No, it's okay. Don't let it bother you. Okay, almost there. Man, that thing climbed, eh?
Thousand to go.
Mostly. I'm just going to put it into position. Now what happens is, that's a good question. Okay, Tim, do I need to pull back on the throttles, or do I leave the throttles in position and simply switch off auto throttle? It sounds like I need to pull the throttles back. Okay, I get that. I get neutral stable aircraft, negative stable aircraft actually diverge further in pitch, nose up for instance. Okay, right. Leave throttles stable, so I'm not touching the throttles. Okay, so let everything just stabilize. The throttle is almost there. Okay, we need constant thrust. Okay, good. So let it just stabilize on 250 then. Okay, so auto throttle is off, autopilot is off, pull back 10 degrees. There. Stable.
1,000 to go.
So it pitches nose down now. I did. I'm not holding the stick at all.
To go.
Right, so the nose started to tip. Now with the speed that increases, it starts to lift the nose.
Yeah, it should seesaw, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
To go.
Ah, that's awesome. Look at Paul. Look at Paul. Paul, are you on Discord?
1,000 to go.
Oh, I bet many simulator aircraft flunk this test. I can just imagine.
Thousand to go.
Tell you what, Nico, I'm loving this. This is what it's all about, flight simming to me.
I know.
That's maintaining 15,000 at 250.
Yeah. Well, Zibo and Tim, thank you guys so much. This was a good evening, and thanks Yeri in your absence. If you're not here, thank you. And Sasso, and everybody watching. This is really makes my heart pump some chocolates.
Nico, sorry to interrupt. I'm going to sleep now.
Okay.
We will try the Autoland another day.
100%.
Yeah, we start with the default one. We start from there.
100%. Thank you for your input, Sasso, and have a good sleep.
No problem, it's a pleasure. Have a good evening, everybody.
All those comments you've just made, Sasso, about the variables we've got to consider.
Yeah.
Very good value points.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, I would say also the scenery can play a role.
Yes.
So I will immediately go for a default one to start. Okay, speak to you soon. Ciao.
Yep, take care.
Good evening.
Good night.
Bye. Did you see what Tim wrote there just now? The more forward the CG is, the faster it recovers. The more aft it is, the longer the test cycles. If too far aft, it will go negative stable and maybe even crash.
Thank you, Twkster.
Yeah, try throwing a dart the wrong way around.
Yeah. Paul, you made me smile.
In fact, with a dart, the weight's very much right at the front, and the fins are at the back.
Yeah. Okay, well, Sasso, he left already, eh?
I think he's gone.
Guess what Zibo just told me?
What?
Autoland needs gently tuned for new FM. Guess what else he said? Guess.
What?
Same.
He's going to tune it tomorrow. Thank you, Zibo.
I wonder why we love him.
Yeah. Look how stable this aircraft is. I'm just letting it go. Look there. Look how it's stabilizing itself. And oh man, Tim, you did a good job. Yeah, I'm tremendously proud to have you here and to know that this is something you made and we can be such a part of it, man. Yes, Brad, amazing, man, amazing. Okay, my wife just told me to speak softer. She wants to sleep. Oops. Thank you, Zibo. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a tremendous balancing act, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the forward, you have the C of G, the more you've got to trim against it, which increases the drag, so it's inefficient.
Yeah.
And if it's too close to the middle, then it becomes less stable. It's fabulous stuff.
Yeah.
It's spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
Yeah, man, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Alright, well, now that the wife has complained I'm talking too loudly, it's put me in a bit of a spot. Is there anything else, Twkster and Zibo, is there anything else you want me to test? Otherwise, I'm gonna get in trouble if I don't have a valid reason to stick around. Are we calling it quits or are we continuing? You guys have to speak now. Exactly, Tim. Exactly, I agree with you. Guys, any other questions or something, but specifically about this, not off topic?
Negative, I'm just blown away.
Yeah.
There's plenty more for another day, isn't there?
Okay. look,
I've
Tim.
got my wish. I've got the stall.
Okay, Tim, go. Talk me through it. Tell me. I'm in your hands. Zibo says, great stream. Thank you, Zibo. I appreciate that. I really do. Okay, I'm ready when you are, Tim. Exactly, and that's one of the reasons we like Pilot Sasso here, because I mean he flies for the same carrier as FLyTampa, and the Oak knows what he's talking about. You know, when him and Jan start talking, and they've had some discussions as well. You know, it's nice to have that purpose. You know, and if the guys know what to do, why they do it, and what to aim for, I like what you've done with us tonight. It's just magic.
Take note of how you put the auto format.
I think I missed that one. I must actually go look for that thing. That video. We're halfway to New York here.
Good job you reduced the passenger weight and not the fuel load.
Yeah. Okay, well. Exactly, no, the real pilots, unless they are test pilots for the manufacturer, don't get into stuff like this. But anyway, okay, I'm ready. We've got 2.5 tons of fuel left. We can always reload a flight if we have to, but I'm ready for this stall thing if you're ready.
So presumably you throttle back and watch the plane trim until it stalls.
Yeah, disconnect the AP and throttle idle, then trim it as it decelerate until it stalls. Okay, that's easy enough, I think. There's auto throttle is off. Throttles go to idle. There's the autopilot off. We'll silence the horn there. Kill the light.
You go try and maintain altitude.
Now I'm just going to try and maintain level flight to the best of my ability. So the speed's going to bleed off until we stall. Well, okay, yeah, Uncle John was right then. Sorry, Uncle John. Tim says also I must try and maintain 15,000. I was just thinking of trying to maintain level flight, which is just, you know,
I was going back to my training, Nico, that's all.
Yeah, I understand. I saw it go down below 15, and I wasn't sure I wanted to go back up to 15, so that's why I used different terminology. Because all I wanted to achieve was some... Come on. I'm going to use the trim wheel, hold on. So it's going to be a bit unstable now. So I can just get the trim wheel. Actually, the trim wheel is much nicer to trim with than the actual... Yeah, yeah, I know. The yoke doesn't trim that well. The trim wheel is much more sensitive. I can do it much better there. Trim faster. Thank you, Tim. I'm trying.
I'm cracking up here.
Oh shit. I'm trying. I want to hear this.
The idea is to gently keep pulling back on the stick, back on the stick, and then it will eventually stall.
That's right.
Ah, there we go.
And you...
I can't trim anymore. I've run out of trim. I'm literally pulling back now on the stick.
Suddenly you're completely there. You go.
I'm trying.
You should get stick shaking.
It's
well,
it's shaking the hell out of me. Can't you see it?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's not going wing over. I'm pulling back as far as I can. I can't trim any more back. Oh, there. I don't know. No, it's not going back. I can't trim anymore. Where's the trim? Look, I've fully outrun the trim. It's not dipping, Tim. It's not dipping.
Stick shaker comes in before the stall speed, remember?
No, I understand that, but it is not stalling. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I'm pulling back as... Oh, there it goes. And... It's come back. He dipped the wing. Alright, well, I'm pulling back as far as I can. The speed is bleeding off. I can't pull back anymore. Speed still bleeding. And you see, look, I mean, we are falling like a rock now. But it's not dipping the wing.
Probably as soon as you do stuff, you get the speed again. That will stabilise it.
Yeah, you don't have to be nose down to be plummeting, do you?
Exactly. No. This thing was you see, the moment I bank, you can see there the wing is not responding the way it should. What literally happened is I was falling like a stone, like a rock, very for sure and very definitely. This aircraft was in a full stall, to use Tim's terminology. The fact that it didn't wing over is actually irrelevant. We were falling like a freaking rock here.
If you'd have had a crosswind, Nico, it would have probably have done it quicker because you'd have had different lift on each wing.
Probably.
But because you've got no wind at all at the moment, the lift is so balanced on each side, it won't wing over easily.
Yeah.
There was that terrible accident where the plane ended up in the South Atlantic, I think, and it basically came down belly first.
Yes. Yeah, that Air France, was it not?
Yeah.
I think it was, yes.
Yeah.
The one with the pedo business.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got the shaker, we got all the airspeed low, all the noises, everything at the right time. I'm still impressed. I'm really impressed. And we lost a good couple of 1,000 feet there.
And I'll tell you what, being sat in the back of an aircraft that's got doors that open, ramp doors, and doing that test is something to be experienced.
Thousand to go.
Yeah, Tim, that's awesome. I hear what you're saying. See there, Mac?
Yeah.
Need to trim back now.
If he had a crosswind as well, Tim, am I right in thinking it with the lift under each wing would have been subtly different, so it would have winged over maybe?
Sounds reasonable to me. Anyway, gents, I think that's about it then. Let's call it a night. I hate to do it to you guys, but it's getting late now. What is the local time? The local time is 11:30 p.m, so it's almost midnight. And my wife and kids need to sleep. So I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm going to sleep now. That's my biggest concern now, because I'm literally
on a high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not every day you get Tim and Zibo on the same stream, man.
This has been absolutely awesome, Nico.
Yeah, I agree. Tim, thank you so much. Thank you, Zibo, again for the last time quickly.
Tim, you must do this more often, sir.
Yeah. Tim, you've got an open invitation. Zibo, you know you have it. I've given it to you long time ago. If you guys want to join us here, thank you, Tim. If you guys want to join us here on my Discord, I mean, I'm on the other Discords with Zibo and stuff, but I couldn't find you on Discord. I don't know what happened, whether you closed your Discord account or what happened, because that's why I used Messenger to contact you earlier. But please feel free to come and chat with us. I promise you, the guys here will enjoy it, and you will be treated like a king. Zibo's got the open invitation long time, but here's your one. If you want to come join us anytime, you're welcome. Oh, there we go. There is a auto tile that's seen its backside. Okay, just as well we're stopping the stream now. Gentlemen, thank you. Let me run. Makes sense, Tim. Makes sense. But you're welcome. You know you are. We love you and respect you as we do Zibo and Yeri and everybody else involved. So it will be our honor to host you sometime to come chat with us. The guys here on my Discord are good guys, and anybody else on the stream who wants to join us, the link is in the description below the video. You guys are welcome to come and join us. We do Zibo training with the real guys. We do all the stuff I usually do. There's so much we offer on Discord that you simply cannot get on Facebook or in the forum. You know, you're welcome, Tim. We've known each other for many years.
Thank you for your input, Twkster, and for being here.
Yeah, you know, this is my passion, and I've been doing it for a long time, so yeah, my pleasure, definitely. Okay, on that note, gents, go sleep well, enjoy the rest of your day if you're still in daylight somewhere. We'll talk tomorrow or the next day again. Bye bye for now.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
Night, Nico. Thanks.
Pleasure.